Hi, I'm Jeanit Kayani. Welcome back to the Jaywalking Show. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is prevalent in all of us. All of us have it at some point or the other, which we must overcome to get where we want to be. This topic that I'm talking about is the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is there in all of us. We feel like we don't belong or like we are not working enough to be where we are today. So let me be very clear and let me define it for you first. The persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. This is what imposter syndrome basically means, that you don't feel that you deserve the success or being where you are today. That is because you don't give yourself credibility and you don't give yourself the credit of the work you have done. You feel like there are some external factors that have affected you which have brought you here, and the things that have brought you here are not your efforts or whatever you have achieved in the past. One of the biggest symptoms of having the imposter syndrome are feeling like you're a fraud. Like, for example, if I show up to the gym, say I have a decent body, and I think it is because of my genetics. I think that my diet is not good enough. I think that I'm not putting enough work, and all of this is because of my genetics or any other external factors. So here I'm feeling the imposter syndrome with body dysmorphia, of course. Here I'm feeling imposter syndrome where I don't give myself credibility for what I have been doing in the gym for the past 2 years. I give all the credit to genetics and not to my hard work. This is what feeling like a fraud means. A lot of times there are many other factors that affect your feeling of an imposter. So the feelings include self-doubt, low self-esteem, low ego. I'll explain ego later in the video because it's a complex concept to understand, because esteem and ego are two very different things. I will explain that in the video. So the factors that make you have an imposter syndrome are self-doubt, low self-esteem, low ego, and low confidence in yourself, of course. You feel that you are not deserving to be where you are at today, of course, as I mentioned before. But all of these factors show that you are giving credit to someone else for success. Say you're in a group, it's a group project, you're working on it with your the group members. When success comes, when you get good marks, when you get lauded by the professor, you give all of the credit to the team members because you have self-low confidence that you produced quality work. You think that the team members did a good job. That is the reason you're here today. But don't worry, you are not alone. All of us have had the imposter syndrome sometime in our life. I know I have. I know most of my friends have had. Therefore, obviously, you are not alone. So, the first thing you need to do to get out of the imposter syndrome is to convince that this syndrome, this disease, so to say, is extremely normal. It is extremely normal to feel as if you don't belong or you don't deserve anything that has happened to you or is happening to you. So now let's break down how to get out of this syndrome called the imposter syndrome. First of all, one of the very important reasons why the syndrome occurs, the imposter syndrome occurs, is due to procrastination. You may be lying on this bed thinking that I may work in the future, I will work in the next hour, I will work at 6:30, 6:30 has passed, I will work at 6:45. Like this, you keep on procrastinating, and the next day when you wake up, you feel like you have not done any work. Even though the little work you've done would have been productive or would have been good, but you feel like you have not done any work in the past day. So, procrastination. You need to tackle this problem as soon as possible. Whenever you feel that you're procrastinating, see, it's your brain. You already know that you're procrastinating. So get up and get working. Don't listen to your brain. This is a very important line that I took from Hamza, the one of the biggest self-help influencers and productivity influencers. Don't trust your brain, because you have been trusting your brain in the past, and trusting your brain has gotten you here to where you are today, which is again the reason that you're watching this video, because you want to leave imposter syndrome. So don't trust your brain. When your brain says, okay, let's scroll a few more reels, let's watch a few more YouTube videos, let's react to a few more Reddit posts, don't listen to your brain. Convince yourself that you need to get up and start working. So basically this is because when you wake up the next day, you will feel that you have accomplished something. You will feel a positive habit forming, which itself is enough to reflect upon your day positively, of course. The second point, taking action. This again goes hand in hand with procrastination, but I have taken it as a separate point because most people with imposter syndrome lack the temptation, the urge to take action. What I mean by this is, when you're sitting here and you see a piece of work that you are keeping on procrastinating. So what you're doing is, you think that the piece of work is not worth your time right now. You think that the reels are more important than your work right now. Of course, there might be some value to the work, but you think that it won't add to your ultimate goal. So the first step will be having the urge to take action. To do this, we need to journal, we need to plan. Sit and plan, map out all of your goals and what you need to do to reach the goal. Say for example, my goal is getting an O grade, an outstanding grade in management, in organizational behavior. There's a subject in my course called as organizational behavior. I want to get full marks in that. I want to get an O grade, outstanding grade, which is the highest grade possible. So once my goal is set, I will set smaller goals before that. Assignments, check. Midterm, check. Study for the midterm, of course, and then midterm, check. The end term assignment, check. The end term project, check. All the assignments in the middle, all the pre-reads, all the quizzes, check. Once you start checking all these smaller goals, you will feel the urge to work, because there is a clear vision in front of you that shows you that if you do this work, you will reach your goal. It doesn't leave you in confusion if the work that you have outstanding will hold value in your life. So setting a top priority goal, and under that setting mini goals or sub goals, which will clearly show that if you do this work, it will over time get you here to the goal. So now, one of the most important things that I want to talk about here, which I struggled with, is chasing perfection. I wanted to be the perfection in every human aspect: body, mind, academics, everything. Perfection is a mirage. It's not a real thing, and there are different perceptions of perfection for everyone. So to overcome imposter syndrome, you will have to chase progress and not perfection. Progress meaning you have to develop yourself every day, every month, every quarter, every year to see the progress that you've made. And this is like if you're in a desert, you see a mirage, an oasis of water, of trees, of food, and you keep on chasing that, but the goal keeps on getting farther and farther. So what I'm talking about is development. When you're running towards it, it's called development. So as and when you keep on developing, your idea of perfection will keep on moving farther. Again, I'll take an example of bodybuilding. This is the same reason why bodybuilders will never be satisfied with their bodies. They'll always be dysmorphic, because when you get bigger, even your pump gets bigger. Pump as in the enlarged muscles in the gym. Once you work out, your muscles enlarge in size. That is called a pump. So your pump will always be bigger than your natural self, which you'll only see in the gym. You will want to look like that pump in normal life. Like if I'm at home, I want to look like the pump I had in the gym. So, irrespective of how bigger you will get, your pump will always get bigger. This is my idea of perfection. Perfection is a mirage. Run towards it, and while you're running, it's called development. So every development you make, your idea of perfection, the benchmark of perfection keeps going higher and higher. All of this comes down to the winning mentality. The mentality to take action, the mentality that led you to watch this video in the first place, because you identified the problem in yourself and you set out to solve the problem. So the first step in every single aspect here, of course I'm mentioning it later in the steps, the first step in any human endeavor is mentality. Say you want to walk to the South Pole, say you want to climb Mount Everest, say you want to get the entire value of pi, like 3.14 blah 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 till infinite. Every single thing you do, irrespective of the goal, it's success, making money, this car, that, whatever, every single thing you do requires a mentality to start with. A fat dude goes to the gym because he has developed a mentality of changing himself. Now once the mentality is in place, you have a mentality to move forward towards your goals, towards curing or overcoming this imposter syndrome. You'll have to start out with a few points. Self-analysis, after that self-confidence, after that ego boosting. I'll talk about this soon. This is a very interesting concept. Ego, and then giving yourself credit. So let's start with the first step, self-analysis. Analyze yourself about what you have done in the past that has gotten you here. If I say I won an MUN, a Model United Nation, I won't give the credit to the people in my block, the people who I formed an alliance with, who helped me get the first prize. I will look at what I did, solely me, what I did to get there. Months of research, forming reports, creating all of my evidence, forming speeches, everything I did, and after that I will learn how to give credit to myself. Once I give credit to myself, I will build self-confidence by knowing that yes, this is what I can achieve because of what I did. You will gain confidence in your actions that drive performance. And now finally, the concept of ego. I love this concept because I first heard it, of course, again from Andrew Tate. Increase your ego to unimaginable levels and then work towards achieving that ego, to back that up with actual evidence. Now, Mr. Ambani won't have the ego of a homeless person, and the homeless person won't have the ego of Mr. Ambani. If the homeless person has the ego of Mr. Ambani, other people around him will ground him, will straight up nullify what he's talking about and ground him. But if the homeless person has the ego of Ambani, he works towards it and reaches the level of success where he can back the ego, it's justified. His ego is justified. This is what's called an upward spiral. Again, an example about the downward spiral. We have all heard about the downward spiral. For example, a man, he got divorced, he started drinking, his health deteriorated, he started gambling, he lost all his money, he became homeless again. See, downward spiral. People don't talk about an upward spiral. Here's your ego, here is where you are right now. Put your ego way above yourself and then work towards justifying that ego. This is called an upward spiral. Hence, if you don't work, your ego is not justified, you will be humiliated by everyone around you. But my advice is, set your ego up to unimaginable levels and then work to justify it. All of this will help you get rid of your imposter syndrome. When you start working, you stop procrastinating, you stop with all the bad habits. When you actually start to give yourself credit for all the development you've made in the past, you'll see yourself at where you stand because of yourself. After watching this video, I want you to make a plan. I want you to make a plan for a year, for half a year, which is 6 months, for a quarter, which is 3 months, for a month, for a week, and for a day. If you're watching this in the morning, for a day, or if you're watching it at night, for the next day. So what you'll be doing here is first you set out with 3 goals, only 3 goals for the year. Then half year, you set out with things that you must achieve by half year to get to where you think you'll reach in a year. Then again for a quarter, same for the half yearly, to set goals which you should have attained to reach the half yearly goal, to reach the yearly goal. And now from here on, for the month, for the week, and for the day, you need to start planning on what things you want to do, what things you want to focus on. Say you want to be extremely knowledgeable about a topic, start reading books on it, start reading everything about it. Say for example, my end of year goal is weigh 80 kgs. Right now I weigh about 90 to 91 kgs. So for my daily and weekly goal, I will start making out a diet plan. I will start making out a cardio routine, a weightlifting routine to help me achieve my goal. Again, my goal, one of my other goals is getting 500 subscribers on the Jaywalking show. So subscribe. To achieve this goal, I will promote my videos, I will post, I will make reels, I will drive audience to this YouTube channel. So there you go. In this video, you have learned how to overcome the imposter syndrome by planning, having self-confidence, looking at yourself, analyzing yourself, and having an ego, a winning ego. If you found value, like this video and share it with your friends. And for some amazing content, subscribe to the Jaywalking show. Stay tuned for the next episode next Friday. Thank you and goodbye.